Hello. I'll start this video off with a word that I've recently learned, and the word is Salome. And it's a word used by the galactic community to project peace and well-being and a love energy, which I've incorporated or tried to incorporate into my daily vocabulary. I haven't put out a vid in a couple days, but anyhow, the reason I felt as though I wanted to make this one was to try to open a discussion with anybody who, stumbles across or serendipitously sees any of my videos, because I've been discussing in some of my videos some of the hidden hand and some of the information that I've gathered over the years regarding, chemtrails and HARP and Gwen Towers and the directed energy weapons. But today is a little different. I wanted to see if I could open a dialogue with folks, and because I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend that I know everything there is to know. Obviously I can't. And I know other people have information that I would certainly love to hear and to know, because I think that with the situations that we have in the world, I'll give you one example. On October the 15th, President Obama was scheduled to move forward with an attack on Russia. There's an Air Force base in the Indian Ocean, which is called Diego Garcia, and this military base was the base of operations for a lot of the bombing runs in both of the Gulf Wars, and they have nearly all of the Air Force's B-1, B-2 bombers, the stealth bombers, along with B-52 bombers that are painted flat black. And they were scheduled to launch an attack on Russia on October 15th. Well, Russian intelligence got a hold of the plan, and Putin ordered his entire navy to disperse into the ocean, and the Russians were prepared for the attack. They took a very defensive posture, and they knew it was coming. They thought it was imminent. And so because of the actions that Putin took, the Americans pulled back and decided not to launch the attack because it was, obvious. So that's just one example of where we're at with the 3D 5 sense reality world that we're living in, and the global hands, push to try to retain the control that they have over humanity, because in reality they do have control over our everyday lives. We're born as debt slaves. Our birth certificates are used as collateral from the government to the Federal Reserve Bank. Our birth certificates are traded on the open market as a commodity. So we, in essence, are just a commodity to governments and global bankers. And so something I wanted to sort of get into in this discussion is that, we're being bombarded on a 24-hour basis by low vibrational energy as well as microwave energy. And there's mountain ranges of evidence and documentation. One person that you could check into is a man named Dr. Robert Duncan, who discusses these mind manipulation programs that are run by the CIA and by DARPA. But we're bombarded by these waves and these energies, virtually every second that we're alive. And because they're low vibrational energies, they manifest, or they help to manifest, all of the low vibrational emotions that go with it, which are like, anger and jealousy and fear, especially fear. Pardon me, that's a notification. Fear is their biggest tool that they use to control. Right now, because of the world stage, they've got the entire world in a state of fear over, the next world war. They've got the racial tensions in America to the point where, black folks are fearing to go to interact with police for fear of being killed. And that's the narrative that they're pushing. But what I wanted to discuss is the alternative that we have to that. We are basically electromagnetic creations. Our brains run on electricity, electrical impulses. We have something in our cells that's called magnetite. It's actually a magnetic property. And that's where we have the law of attraction. And in a more esoteric sense, that law of attraction is, because you are an electromagnetic being, the energy that you put out will attract what you're putting out. So if you're constantly putting out negative energy, then you're constantly attracting negative energy, or you're constantly attracting negative experiences. And so this hidden hand knows this, and they know that that's our makeup. And so what they do is they perpetuate the negative energy, which in turn we perpetuate. So it's like a vicious cycle where we're bombarded with this negative energy, and so we return the negative energy. And so in order to counteract that negative energy, if we project positive energy, then we are going to attract the positive. So, in other words, the most positive energy that you can project is, of course, love energy. And that love energy, by projecting that, you then attract love energy. And so now, when we get to the stage of being bombarded with the negative stuff, if we're counteracting that with the positive, then we cancel out that negative. And so something I've taken to, which it may sound kind of silly, but I've got 4 children, and we watch cartoons, the Pixar cartoons. And one of the ones that we've watched lately, and I mean, we've watched it so many times I could probably speak all the lines word for word, but it's Kung Fu Panda 3. And it, again, might sound kind of silly, but it offers an excellent example of exactly what I'm talking about. The villain in the movie is an entity that has the ability to extract the chi. And as our protagonist in the film, Po, as he finds out from his teacher, chi is the energy that surrounds and penetrates all living things. Similar to what would be described as the Force in Star Wars. It surrounds us, it binds us. And so this chi the villain of the movie goes around taking the chi. And so our hero has to learn how to master chi. And again, it gives an example. And so what I've done is I've taken to, putting my children in a group. And we haven't done it very often, but we get in a circle and we do we mimic the moves of the characters in the film to project good chi. And so I've been asking my 4-year-old every morning to please give me some good chi. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use this example to instill in them that projection of good energy. And the examples that I have just in the last week of attempting to project the good energy and the chi, and I mean the results that I've seen are fascinating. And so by expressing this good energy and surrounding myself with the positive thoughts and positive energy, I'm seeing positive results. I'm drawing positive people into my life, and we're discussing positive ideas and projecting that love energy. And because that is truly the greatest power that we have, is projecting a love energy. Because as the Dr. Robert Duncan discusses in some of his videos, humans have sort of a hive mind mentality. We are all connected, sort of like cells of one giant organism. And, when you look at the body, there's cells that battle cells in a sense of like cancer cells. And so your cancer cells, that's the perpetuated negative energy in our collective consciousness, in our human hive mind, is the perpetuation of that negative energy is the cancer causing agents. And so we can eliminate the cancer by healing ourselves, by projecting our positive love energy. We heal ourselves from within, and then we are able to then project out to others. So it's like we're electrical generators or energy generators that have been in disrepair for a length of time, and so the output is very minimal. And when that generator is serviced and it's running at optimum capacity, well, then it's able to have optimum output, And I say these things and I'm talking, and obviously you saw in the video I'm a smoker, which that's one of the things that I have to heal with myself in order to run at optimum capacity. And so I just wanted to put this one together to not only express those ideas, but to also put out a request that if anybody has any ideas on any of the things that I talk about, I will gladly and I respectfully request, please send me your ideas in order that we can create a conversation and try to enlighten each other and learn and draw from each other's wisdom. Because I think the greatest thing that we can do is collectively try to heal ourselves and the planet. Because this idea of perpetual war and hatred, and I mean, I don't want my children growing up in a world like that. I don't want them growing up judging others by their skin color or by their religion or by what they choose to believe. So I put that request out there, and I am grateful and I appreciate any responses. Thank you very much, and Salome.